Hi everyone, this is Gretchen from the Hotchkiss Library of Sharon here in the stacks. It's March 2nd and I'm here with the March Book Buzz nonfiction highlights for you. I'm going to start out on a serious note with books about the climate crisis and environmental dangers and perils. We have Elizabeth Kolbert's Under a White Sky, The Nature of the Future. This is her follow-up to her best-selling book, The Sixth Extinction. And in this book, she talks about how the actual interventions, some great technological interventions that sound like they would harm the environment, are actually the kind of things we may need to actually save what is left of nature. And we have, of course, Bill Gates' new book, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster, the solutions we have and the breakthroughs we need. He talks about very practical and, in his opinion, feasible ways to actually get to a net zero carbon emissions for the planet. So this is available for you in the stacks. To move on to some other topics, we have a book that came out last month called Beginners, The Joy and Transformative Power of Lifelong Learning by Tom Vanderbilt. This book has also had a lot of very positive attention about the fact that we're not a lost cause if we try to learn French in our 50s or singing in our 60s. We can actually do this. And he talks about why it's good for our brains, strategies for learning new things, and why it's great to always be challenging ourselves to do new things. This book was requested by somebody on our book selection committee, and it looks really, really fascinating. Kindred, Neanderthal Life, Love, and Death and Art by Rebecca Ragg Sykes, and she is a British writer, and this is a book that re-examines the status of Neanderthals in the tree of human evolutionary history. Perhaps they've gotten a bum rap, she argues. They're not really the losers that anthropology may have made them out to be. So looks really fascinating, reassessing the achievements and abilities of the Neanderthals. Next, we have a book by Mark Bittman, lots of big names here today, Animal Vegetable Junk, A History of Food from Sustainable to Suicidal, in which he once again takes on big food and challenges us to eat from the perimeter of the grocery store and not from the aisles on the inside. And I think he's rather optimistic that there is time and there is possibility to take back our diets and eating habits and control of what is offered to us in the grocery stores from giant commercial food producers. Looks fascinating. And jumping all over the place here, aren't I? I have a couple of celebrity books. We have The Search for John Lennon, The Life, Loves, and Death of a Rock Star. Love that photograph on the cover, by Leslie Ann Jones. She is a very well-known British music writer who was the author of the best-selling book Hero, David Bowie. And the title says it all. A great look at John Lennon and his life and his career. There's some great photographs in here, by the way. And there's some great praise on the back. This book came out a little earlier in England, so that looks like a good one for those of you that are Beatles fans out there. And we have Michael J. Fox's latest book. This came out, I think, at the end of last year. It's been back ordered forever, and we just got our copy. And this is called No Time Like the Future, An Optimist Considers Mortality. There was someone in looking for this the other day. So here it is available for you now. And now to move on to a couple of historical and then current events or political books. We have Philip Sohn's new book, The Rat Line, The Exalted Life and Mysterious Death of a Nazi Fugitive. And this book is about a Viennese lawyer, Nazi and senior SS officer named Baron Otto von Wächter, who was a colleague of Heinrich Himmler. And it uses his story to show how the rat line worked. And the rat line was the Nazi escape route that led various Nazis, including Eichmann and Mengele, and many, many others, to escape to Perón's Argentina. We, of course, have Simon Winchester's new book, Land. I know a number of you have been asking for this. I think we also have the audiobook version, if I'm not mistaken, over there on the shelf with the audios. And this is available for you. And last but not least, we have a book by Amelia Pang, Made in China, A Prisoner, an SOS Letter, and the Hidden Cost of America's Cheap Goods. And it uses one worker's story to show the hidden cost of the very cheap goods that have proliferated around the world that are manufactured in China. And I believe there was a worker who put a note inside of something and was found when that product was sold and purchased, you know, on the other side of the globe quite a while later. And the author traces it back to find out the story of that worker. So that's what I have for you today in Nonfiction Book Buzz. I hope you come in soon to get a book. You can make an appointment by calling us or emailing request@hotchkisslibrary.org, or you may request something through the online catalog, or you can email that same address with your request and we'll get it ready for you to pick up curbside. Thanks so much. Hope to see you soon. Stay well.